Lesson 1, I will decompose fractions as a sum of unit fractions using tape diagrams. So we have some vocabulary words that we've already used before. I want you to take a look at the word decompose. We've decomposed when we were subtracting. We've also decomposed whenever we were dividing. So decompose means to take something and to break it down into smaller parts. We're going to be doing that with some fractions. Sum means the answer to an addition problem. And we used tape diagrams whenever we were doing some problem solving. Well, today we're going to use a tape diagram to represent a fraction. So go ahead and write your name at the top, and you're going to see that they have some tape diagrams that they've already drawn and they've already labeled them. And you can see this represents one whole. This whole's been divided into three parts. So they have 1 equals 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, and then here's our number bond. Because it says we have to draw a number bond, we have to write a number sentence, and they did the first one for us. It's always nice whenever they do the first one because we can always look at that as an example to see what is expected. All right, so let's take a look here at B. They already did number 1 for us, and they've already labeled the top. This is one whole. When I go through and I look at this, they have divided this whole into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. So each of these equals 1/5. And then underneath this tape diagram, you can see they have one part here, and then over here they have 3 parts here. So we're going to label this one 1/5. And then this one's going to be 3/5. That is a 5. So we're going to do just like they did over here and make this our number sentence. So I'm going to say, this wouldn't be one whole though, right? This would actually be 4/5 equals 1/5 plus 3/5, because we're not going to do this part right here because it's not shaded. Now over here we have some room to do our number bond. So our whole is not 1 this time, it's 4/5 because that's how much is shaded. And we're going to decompose that into 1/5 and 3/5. Okay, so let's take a look at C. So they've divided this into 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So each of these is 1/4. So altogether, how many fourths do we have? We have 3/4. So 3/4 equals 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. And our number bond would be 3/4. And then we're going to actually have 3 fractions here, just like they did the example. And each of these is going to be 1/4. See if you can't do D all by yourself and then come back. If you get it wrong, you can just erase. If you get stuck, you can always press play, but just try to do it by yourself. Okay, so when I count, I see that these are equal to 6s, but they have 2 together. So this would be 2, 6, and then this would be 2, 6. Altogether, I have 4 6s is equal to 2, 6 plus 2, 6. And then my number bond would look like this, 4, 6, and then I'm going to decompose this into 2, 6, 2, 6, and 2, 6. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so for E, see if you can't do this one by yourself and then come back. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. So this would be 2/8, 2/8, 2/8. Altogether, I have 6/8, which equals 2/8 plus 2/8 plus 2/8. And my number bond would look like this, 6/8. And I'm going to break this down into 2/8, 2/8, and 2/8. Okay, so now when you get to F, it's a little bit different because you're going to notice that the whole thing is not one whole. This is one whole, and then we have this extra part. This is like the 2 strips of paper that we had. So they took 1 strip of paper and they put it into 4 parts. So that means each of these equals a 1/4. Now, if we've got 1, 2, 3 of them, that means that we have 3/4, and then this is 1/4, and then this is 1/4. So how many fourths would that be altogether? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fourths. So I've got 5/4 is equal to 3/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. When I do my number bond, I'm actually going to do this as a mixed number. I have 1 whole and 1/4, so I'm going to say 1 and 1/4. But now this isn't broken down into into a hole like our 3 strips of paper was, and I'm kind of running out of room, so bear with me as this gets tiny. All right, so I'm going to have 3/4, and then I'm going to have 1/4 and 1/4. Okay, so hopefully you can read that. All right, so see if you can't do this one by yourself. This one's a little bit different, just like the last one that we did, because we have more than one hole. If you get it wrong, you can always erase. It's okay. You can come back and we'll fix it together, but try to do it by yourself. All right, so when I look at my hoe, the hoe has been divided into 3 parts. So that means each of these represents a third. If I have 2 of them together, that would be 2/3, and then this would be 2/3, and then this would be 1/3. So all together I have 2, 4, 5/3. So I have 5/3 is equal to 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 1/3. All right, so let's do our number bond. Okay, so I'm going to do this as a mixed number. Okay, so I actually have 1 and 2/3 all together. And I'm going to decompose that as 2/3, 2/3, and 1/3. Okay? All right, now let's go down and look at the last one. So again, try to do this by yourself. The worst thing that happens is you get it wrong. Big deal. Erase it and you can do it with me, but try to do it by yourself. All right, so here's the hoe, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. So that means each of these represents 1/8, but I've got 2 of them together, so this is going to be 2/8. Here I have 2 of them together, so this is 2/8. This is 2/8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4/8, and this is 1/8. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11/8. So 11/8 equals 2/8 plus 2/8 plus 2/8 plus 4/8 plus 1/8. Okay, so again, when I do my number bond, I'm going to do this as a mixed number. I've got one whole, and then I've got 1, 2, 3/8 extra. So I've got one whole and 3/8. Then I'm going to have to draw 5 number bonds. I'm going to try to draw these bigger so that I can make them big enough so that you can read them. It's nice to have all this room. All right, so I've got 2/8, 2/8, 2/8, 4/8, and 1/8. Okay? All right, now we get to draw and label our own tape diagrams this time. Okay, so we have our hole. So you're going to very neatly draw a rectangle. I'm going to cheat a little bit because it's hard for me to draw a nice neat rectangle with this pen. All right, so here is our hole, right? So let's go ahead and label this one hole. Put your 1 up there. And then we have to divide this into 6 equal parts. Okay, they can't be 1, 2, 3, and then one gigantic part. So the easiest way for me to do this is to divide it into half. And then I'm going to take each of these halves and divide it into 3 parts. Okay, so there's thirds. And then over here I'm going to do this. Now I should have 6 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to, since these are all divided into 6, all I have to do is just do 1, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, 1, 6, and 1, 6. Okay? Now, we should go back and just lightly shade these. Again, don't shade these so dark that you can't see where you separated them. And what I mean by that is don't do like this. If you do it like this, then you can't see where you separated them and you can't see how many parts there are. So it's better if you just lightly shade on the inside. Okay, so let's try B. All right, so we're going to draw a hoe like this, and then we're going to label it one hoe. So let's go ahead and label it at the top 1. This time we're going to divide this into 5 parts. Okay, so this would be 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll get much better at decomposing these after you draw a tape diagram. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 4/5. So I'm going to shade 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to look at how they decomposed it. They have 1/5, so this time I am going to use little brackets. Last time I didn't because they were all the same. And then they did 2/5, so we're going to go ahead and do 2/5. If you can't make this little fancy mark, you can always just do like this. okay, and then 1/5. Okay, see if you can't do C by yourself. I think this is kind of fun getting to draw these tape diagrams. Okay, so let's come over here and let's draw another tape diagram. If you feel like you can do this one by yourself, go for it. All right, so we're going to divide this into eighths. When I divide these into eighths, I usually divide it into half. And then I go ahead and divide my half into half. So now I have fourths. And if I'm going to make this eighths, if I go through here and divide every one of these in half, I'll have 8 parts, and they end up looking more even. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I have 7/8. So I'm going to shade 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you're shading these, don't worry about getting a crayon or anything like that. Just use your pencil and just lightly shade them. Don't spend 5 or 10 minutes shading, or you're going to look up and your whole class period is going to be gone and you only did like 2 or 3 fractions. Just lightly shade them and move on. All right, so we decompose this into 3/8, 3/8, and 1/8. So we're going to do 3/8, and then we're going to do 3/8, and then we're going to do 1/8. All right, so now this one you're going to notice we have more than one whole. So this is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to, I'm going to make it a little bit longer, okay? Now, the first thing that we're going to do here is you're going to notice that these are all going to be eighths. So we're going to have 11 parts, but they're actually going to be eighths. So here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be my whole, just like this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and label this one whole. And then I'm going to divide this into eighths, just like I did the last one. So I'm dividing it into fourths, and I'm going to go here and divide each of these into halves. So now I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make 3 more. So that now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they should all be pretty close to the same size because these are all eighths. So they should all be the same size. So you're going to come in here and you're going to shade these. And then we're going to label them the way that they decompose them. Okay, so we've got 7 out of 8. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to make one big bracket that takes up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is 7/8. And then I'm going to do 1/8. And then I've got 3/8. And that equals 11/8, or 1 3/8. Okay, all right, so let's do E. So let's go ahead and draw our tape diagram. So you're going to notice that this one's just like the last one that we did. It's more than one whole. So we're going to make this 1. Let's go ahead and label our whole. Let's make this 1 whole. Okay, and then we've got to divide this into 10 parts. I'm going to divide it in half first, and I'm going to divide each half into 5 parts. So this would be 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do the same thing here. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now I'm going to divide these into, I actually made these a little bit too big, but now I've got 2 more. So this is my 10, and then I've got 2 more. So now I've got 12 tenths. 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I'm going to shade all these. Now I don't want you to have to sit and watch me shade these, so I'm actually going to just use my highlighter. I'm going to come through and just shade these really quickly, but you can use your pencil to just lightly shade. Make sure that you can still see the divisions though in your tape diagram where you divided them, okay? All right, so now let's go through here and we're going to group 6 of them. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is 6 tenths. And then I'm going to group 4 of them. And this is 4 tenths. And then I'm going to group 2 of them. So I've got 2 tenths. Okay, all right, so now let's do F. We're going to do 15 12. So if I'm going to make 12 parts, I'm going to make sure that my tape diagram is big enough that I can make my parts readable. Okay, so don't make a teeny tiny tape diagram. All right, so these are 12ths. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I've got to have I got 12 12ths plus 3 more. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to divide this. This is going to be my whole right here. One whole. And I'm going to divide this into 12 parts. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it in half. Okay. And then I'm going to divide these into 6 parts. Okay. So they're going to have to be kind of small. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I didn't draw 6 lines. I drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. Okay, so this is 5 lines to make 6 parts. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I should have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I have to do 3 down here. So now I can go back and count and I'll have 15. Okay, so again, I'm going to do my fast shade on this so you don't have to watch me color. All right, so we're going to shade all of them. And now we just have to go back and label. Okay, so I get to group 8 of these together. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 12s. And then I'm going to do 3 of them. 3 12s. And then I'm going to do 4 12s. Okay, so this is 1 whole plus 3 more. So actually this goes all the way down to here. All right, so now let's try G and H. Now you're going to notice they did this as a mixed number, but don't be afraid of the mixed number. It's just like what you've already been doing. So let's go ahead and draw our tape diagram. So we have 1 whole plus we have 2 thirds. So let's go ahead and make our whole first. Now these are thirds. So I'm going to have 2 thirds left over. So I'm going to actually make this about like this, okay? So this is going to be my whole. And I know that these have to be divided into 3 parts because these are thirds. So I'm just going to go ahead and divide this into 3 parts like this. This is 3 thirds or 1 whole. And I'm going to come down here and divide this into 2 parts. So now I have 1 whole and 2 thirds. All right, so we have to shade. So let's come back here and lightly shade. And then I'm going to label them. So this has been divided into 1. So this is 1 whole. And then over here I've got 2 thirds. 1 and 2 thirds. Okay. All right, last one. So let's draw our tape diagram again. Okay, so this time I'm dividing this into eighths, and I know this because it's 1 and 5 eighths. So I'm going to go ahead and make my whole. Since it's 5 eighths, I'm going to divide it about right down here. I'm going to go ahead and make this my whole, and I'm going to divide my whole into 8 parts. So I can divide it into half, and then I can divide it into fourths like this by dividing each half in half. So now I've got 4 parts, but I need 8. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to divide each of these in half. So now I have 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I need to make 5 more. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say that's 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts. So I'm going to count, make sure I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, let's shade. The hardest part of this lesson is dividing these tape diagrams, but I promise you, be patient with yourself. You are going to get really good at drawing tape diagrams, but you do need to go back and make sure you count and that you have enough boxes and that you're not just drawing lines, okay? So now we're going to decompose this as 1. So let's go ahead and take all 8 of these and call this 1, and then we're going to do 1/8 and 1/8. So we've got 1/8 and then 1/8. And then we have 3/8. Okay, So this is decomposing fractions using addition sentences. Here's a sum of unit fractions. We divided each of these parts is a unit, and they are all equal. These are the unit fractions. Here is where we come up with our sentence, our number sentence, and when we decompose is when we broke them apart, okay? Now, when you get ready to do your exit slip, make sure that you come back and revisit your journal and come back and revisit this problem set because it'll help you along the way.